Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 784 of the show. And we're going to get ready to do this. And that is to talk about what happened on AEW Collision. Just got off of a live stream reaction of AEW Collision with my good friend Jordy Scow. So I'll give you my personal take on what happened on AEW Collision. So, take a ride with me, all that for a 2-hour special. The Acclaimed Christian Cage and CM FTR cut promos about their respective matches coming up, or in Christian Cage's case, to address the situation about the TNT Championship. But Tony Schiavone kicked off the interview with Ricky Starks. And Ricky Starks gave his reasonings why he attacked Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And surprisingly, they applauded him. So I was like, well, I don't know what the heck is going on with that, but they did applaud him. So gotta respect that. Forgive me that I took off my shoes, man. Been a long day. So kind of shocked that Ricky Starks would be very, very reprehensible in his actions against a legend like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. But look, so there's that. The Acclaimed went up against the Iron Savages, and even the third member of the Iron Savages, don't know his name, came in the ring, tried to get involved, but the Acclaimed did end up winning the matchup. And then they addressed the Greensboro crowd, and they kind of paid a little bit of shout out to Billy Gunn. So I think the Acclaimed still does miss Billy Gunn, but they seem to be doing all right for themselves in that one matchup. So, and then Lexi Nair interviewed the Bullet Club Gold, and they seem like they have something to say to the Young Bucks. So, will we see the Young Bucks versus the Guns down the road? And if the Young Bucks beat FTR for the tag team titles, will those titles be up for grabs? Well, time will tell. So we'll see what happens. In women's tag matchup, Will Nightingale and the TBS champion, Miss Chris Statlander, took on the team of Mercedes Martinez and Diamante. And through some little skullduggery pulled by Martinez and Diamante, outsmarting Will Nightingale, Martinez and Diamante picked up the victory. Will this cause tension between Will Nightingale and Chris Statlander? Who knows for sure? I know Chris Statlander has always been a fighting champion, so she'll fight anybody at this rate, so gotta respect that. Lexi Nair interviewed the former AEW Women's World Champion, the lovely, the gorgeous, curvaceous, babylicious Toni Storm. And Toni Storm she's still crabbing about losing the Women's Championship, and then all of a sudden, she was kind of perplexed about the situation with the Fatal 4-Way and everything else in between. And she basically tells Lexi Nair to shut up, and she's walking away. So thank you for your time. She tosses her shoe at Lexi Nair. Gotta love Toni Storm. Gotta love Toni Storm. I love the Marilyn Monroe hairdo. I think Toni Storm looks gorgeous with it, to be totally, completely honest with you. And Juice Robinson, my hat is off to you for marrying that girl. So, Samoa Joe, one-on-one with Andrew Everett. And Samoa Joe does what Samoa Joe does best. Obliterate poor souls and putting them to sleep. And then then Joe addresses the Greensboro crowd, and he decided to call out CM Punk and wants a match against him at All In. And Christian Cage and Luchasaurus came out to address Greensboro, and they started razzing on Darby Allin. And as Christian Cage continued to insult the South Carolinian folk, Arn Anderson and his son Brock showed up, and then they said you're the and they tell Luchasaurus you're the TNT champion and not Christian Cage, so we're challenging you to a title match. So Brock Anderson raced to the ring. They both had an impromptu TNT title match, and Luchasaurus, with no hard work effort, not even Christian Cage helped him, ended up beating Brock Anderson. But after the matchup, though, Darby Allin came through the crowd and started blindsiding Luchasaurus with his skateboard and possibly chased Christian Cage out of the ring. Christian Cage running away like the scum coward that he is. Meanwhile, Tony Schiavone interviewed Powerhouse Hobbs, and Powerhouse Hobbs was talking about, how he's been losing match after match. He said, the only way to get myself back into good graces is and redeem myself. And he says, he looked at the books of Hobbs. He said, I'm going to have to go call out the Redeemer, Miro. So he jumps to the ring, calls out Miro. Miro arrives. When he's about to head to the ringside, though, Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo then attacked Miro, and then Hobbs decided to attack Miro with his famous spine buster in the middle of the ring. Can you say a couple of jerks? And I don't know. I was very, very shocked that freaking Powerhouse Hobbs did not help him. I thought he'd be done with QTV, but it seems like Solo and Comoroto, former factory teammates, decided to join up. So there's that. Excuse me, it's been a long day. Jim Ross joins on commentary for the main event. The main event being the AEW World Title on the line, the House of Black. That will be Malachi Black, Brody King, and the newly engaged Mr. Buddy Matthews. He got engaged to Rhea Ripley over the week, and with Julia Hart in their corner up against CMFTR. That'll be CM Punk, the real world champion, and the AEW Tag Team Champions, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR. And, heck of a fight. Excuse me. Heck of a fight. Heck of a brawl. And then it was near finishes until Samoa Joe decided to attack Punk in the crowd, putting him out with the Coquina Clutch sleeper hold. And Julia Hart got involved, providing the distraction, and that the House of Black took advantage of it, picked up the victory, the winners of the match, and still your AEW Trios champions, the House of Black. So I'll tell you what, I want to thank Jordy Scout for inviting me on his live chat once again to chat with him on wrestling and all that, and I'd like to welcome some of the people that have chatted on. Miss Mona, Godfather Dominic Williams, Dan XP, everybody's having fun on the live chat. Thank you guys, and to all those who have sent their some congratulatory well wishes for us Rent and Ravers for Rent and Rave up 200 episodes. Thank you so much. So that is it. That's all the time we have on this show. We will come up with the next episode of 785. I don't know what I'll talk about then. Well, I'll find out when I get to it. So, thank you very much for tuning in. And until the next episode comes rolling around, please, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.